Hello to my Aries. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Happy new moon in Leo. Let's get into your reading. I'm already cleared the energy. So let's see what's in your cards. Hopefully everybody's having a great week so far, leading into the weekend. This reading is going to take us into August 1st. So new and exciting love awaits. New and exciting love awaits. All right, by now you all know you rolled first house, so if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. All right, let's get into it. Five of Cups here. Somebody may have been lamenting over something that you may have felt blindsided by. You may have felt blindsided by something, right? Right? Something is over. Something is over. Something has ended. You may have been asking why. Right? Here's the High Priestess energy here. A decision may have been made about two energies. And something could have made you lament. Because in between here is the Six of Cups here, right? And something for you could have felt like, okay, it just came out of left field. So something could have ended to help you to just put the past behind you. So Source needs you to put the past behind you and take some good memories with you. This is where the Six of Cups comes in. You want to take some good memories with you and close out a cycle. Close out a cycle in love and recall your energy back the best way that you can in terms of praying. And we're, like I said, we're in a new cycle now. And because somebody could be at an impasse right now, right? And just trying to process. So here's a Two of Swords and a Nine of Swords. 2 and 9 is 11. This is where somebody gets off the fence and says, okay, I need to, start speaking into existence. And this is where you take some kind of action and start speaking into existence, calling back your energy. Something you can say is, I called my energy from all people, places, and dimensions, and things that don't serve my highest purpose without harm to anyone. And then close it out. However you're going to close it out. Some people close it out with amen. So be it. However you're going to close it out. But clearly what's missing here is a Six of Cups. Six of Cups closes. Six of Cups connects us with Scorpio. Scorpio is the death card. So it doesn't even mean necessarily a physical death. It could just mean the cycle is closed out, meaning that the cycle has closed out. We're in a new moon phase. Something does not nurture your spirit for you. Either you or someone doesn't feel safe or protected in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That is okay. That is okay. This is the year of 9. 9 is Sagittarius rules 9. We're not talking about a Sagittarius, but we're talking about Sagittarius ruling 9th house. Okay. So readers read cards however they read cards. The way I read cards is like, basically I'm combining astrology, the houses, all of that, right? So 9th house, your sign rules first house. So first house would be about first impressions. What is the first impression somebody got when they saw of you, or the first impression you got when you saw of them, whoever it is, right? And so 5th house, Leo's rule 5th house. So somebody may have, so let me see. What Leo, we're in Leo season right now, right? So Mercury is is currently retrograde in Leo, right? So two people may have had a conversation possibly that, could have caused somebody to lament, like to finally put the past behind them. And it could have been about somebody maybe not feeling nurtured or protected or secure about something. So a cycle has closed out. But something in particular stood out for someone. Something in particular stood out that could have caused somebody quite a bit of nightmares. Could have caused somebody quite a bit of nightmares. And like I said before, and this is what you could have in common with someone, you know, in terms of like having an impasse and just trying to make a decision about closing out cycles, but new and exciting love awaits. And you're putting the past behind you and you're moving on. Here's the Goddess card here. Goddess card connects us with Empress, right? And so this is where you're saying you're growing your abundance and your prosperity in terms of just like what you carry on your back, like in terms of secrets, like how you feel things in your body, like everybody listening to their body as the moon moves through phases. So sometimes you may feel like, okay, if you don't feel safe in spaces, your back could hurt, or like you could like emotionally eat. You know, like some people, they when they feel uncomfortable, they just may stand around and just eat, right? People are like, why they always got some food, they always eating. Or people may just like, no, I don't need anything, or just you drink, you know, when they or just nervously talk. Something that people do when they're carrying stuff on them, you know, on their body, or people may itch, like they may, you know, like, or like, you know, do their hands like this or something like that. Something that lets people know somebody feels uncomfortable or unsafe, you know, in spaces. That something stood out. In other words, something stood out, you know, from everything else, from everybody else. Something stood out. So that's what you're connecting with. For you, something could be giving you nightmares, like something stood out. But you're connecting with something as far as two energies are concerned with here. But you're calling back your energy. Now that something is closed out, but you're calling back your energy. And yeah, here we have the Two of Wands here. See how this person is alone, right? And that's how somebody could have felt like they were alone. You know, it could have been you and someone else, but you felt very much alone, you know, possibly in a relationship. You could have felt like it was a nightmare for you if you were in a relationship with somebody, but you could have felt like you were very much alone in a relationship. And yeah, so here we have the Queen of Swords here. There could have been somebody who was fanning the flames, somebody who showed you no emotion. They could have just been instigating stuff. Y'all know what I'm saying, like fanning the flames. It could have been a loved one, a family member who just fanned them. You know, like sometimes you could have felt very much alone. Somebody in the family it could have been their side of the family. Like the Empress card is a person who is pregnant, right? Like they look like they're pregnant, whether like as a physical pregnancy or like it's a pregnant with a gift or something. So whether you were pregnant or physically pregnant or something, but and here comes somebody instigating, being messy, right? And something that somebody could have said maybe made somebody feel like they were very much alone. They didn't have anybody with them in a situation that was just a nightmare. And they just felt very much alone. But the emotion was real deep. Could have made somebody cry, right? The emotion was real, real deep. And somebody just fanning the flames. And just somebody just felt alone. So it seemed like it was a situation where, you know, you just see this sword fight right here. And, you know, it could have been something violent could have happened to somebody. But something has been a nightmare for somebody. You know, because you got two swords here, but then you got all of this missing space in between. So something could have been a nightmare for years for somebody. All somebody can do is just fan the flame, like being messy, in other words. You want somebody to think logically, like for real. You know, just, yeah, so something just did not, there was a disconnect. There was a disconnect in communication. Yeah, like I said, when you get to a point where Mercury is retrograde in Leo, somebody finally builds up the confidence. Looking at here, and that's what we're talking about, create, like something is about a rebirth. When somebody finally builds up the confidence to go through a rebirth, to deliver a message. Looking at here, when you see air, to finally deliver a message, and it's met with no compassion. It feels like it's met with no compassion at all. Yeah, here's a Chariot card here. Or it's like it's, this felt like there's no compassion or something. Here we have this right here. Here's a Star card. Here's a coexist here. And you're thinking about like the friends and stuff. So somebody is thinking about friends, 11th house, and then coexisting. Yeah. Yeah, so it's something that you have in common. Yeah, something that you have in common with, that something is over. Like something really kind of sort of stands out, right? And just kind of sort of feeling like an open enemy. And that's what the Libra card feels like. Libra. So you're praying about something like the polarity to Libra is Aries. We're not talking about a Libra or an Aries. We're talking about houses now. We're talking about astrology. Aries rules first house. Libra rules seventh house. And something is over. Something is over, at this point. It feels like an open enemy because it's two sides of the sword, almost like two sides of a story. Right? It feels like two sides of a story here. But something has been a nightmare where somebody felt very much like they were by themselves. Yeah, two energies felt very much like they were by themselves in a nightmare. Like they were in a sword fight, but they felt like they were, both going through a nightmare by themselves. Here we have the Nine of Pentacles here. So Nine of Pentacles is like now kind of leaving people out of their business. So somebody's now leaving people just out of their business altogether. Nine of Pentacles is like the end of giving people access to time. Just like giving anybody any more time. Just keeping people out of their business altogether. So we know that the sun is a star here, and so the sun is a star. So we got the star here and the sun here, right? So they shine. They both shine in their own way. So the star shines at night. We're talking about we see Yemiyah here, and we know the power of Yemiyah. And then we also have the sun here too, right? Shining bright. But they're both stars. They shine in their own way. Here we have the Four of Wands here. I see some kind of a celebration happening here. Somebody looks like they're getting married. Looks like there's a ceremony happening here. Somebody's having a very quaint marriage. But yeah. But somebody's going to feel very much alone in this because somebody has been in a nightmare, kind of, just seeming like they've been in a fight by themselves. And here someone is just sitting there fanning the flames. So this could be you having a new and exuberant love here, but here we have the Four of Swords here. You could have been feeling very much like by yourself, and so just kind of sort of you could be having a small ceremony and you're finally getting some rest. But here's the healing card. I feel like somebody could finally be getting some healing finally. And here's the Six of Cups here. So here's the Six of Cups now, so Six of Cups usually would be here, but you're just taking the memories with you. Now you're finally now that the cycle is closed, you're taking memories with you, right? So Yep. Rising above the judgment. Yep. And then now that something is now behind you, you're now focusing on you know, just a round table of like divine connections with energies. Yeah. So a decision has been made. Looking at the cards here. With enough information, the decision has been made. Right? A message has come down. Yeah, a message has come down. Let me see. So somebody is moving on. Yeah, someone is just transitioning on here. You have enough information to allow somebody to just go ahead and transition on, so they can just go ahead and move on into this thrive, right? Yeah, someone is free to just move on. Yeah, here's the Dame of Swords here. Yeah, here's, and close out a cycle. Dame of Pentacles here. Ten of Wands here. Knight of Wands, Ten of Wands. So that somebody can move on, because spiritually they've already moved on from something else. Whoever this energy is, somebody has already moved on, like in spirit. They've already moved on. They have, and they probably won't even come back anyway. So, yeah. They've already talked about travel, vacation, this kind of thing anyway. Here's the Three of Pentacles here, you know. So let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, so it's two energies here. So I feel like whoever this is two energies who are moving on anyway, right? So wish is wish fulfillment. So you can move on from disappointment. Here we have. And I see you focusing on your legacy. This is what I see you focusing on, your legacy. Yep. So let's go ahead and close this out. So yeah, call back your energy. Call back your energy. Let's see. Here we have journal your journey. You're keeping moving forward. You're continuing to move forward. Your inner child is proud of you. You made a positive impact on whoever this is. You have the gift of clairvoyance. You're seeing things clearly. Heart chakra cleanse. Your laughter is medicine. Your mental health is important as your physical health. And the new one is extra special. Yeah, so somebody could have new love coming. This is what the Four of Wands is. Somebody could have love coming across their path. It really just holds you in very high regard. They put you on a pedestal. It's like a light is shining on you. And that's what Source is saying. And so Source is saying, just stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. It looks like it could be somebody that you prayed for. You know, you want to stay focused. That's why it says new and exciting love awaits. It could be somebody that you prayed for. So that's where you want to be. You know, you want to focus on healing. You want to rise above judgment of what you think people are judging you or whatever. If you think people are judging you, like nobody can really stand in judgment. But if you think people are judging you, then whatever. I don't even know what to say because nobody gets to judge anybody. But call your energy back. Yep, call your energy back. Humility. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way, and I delight in receiving it. All right. All right, a time to give rather than a time to take. All right, so yeah, we have yeah, you're just this is nostalgia. Again, this came out twice. Yeah, you're just taking memories with you. "22, I am aligned. You are in possession of incredible creative powers, and it is assured that you can achieve anything you wish." Yep. So somebody prayed that something would just be a memory, and that's what it will be. That's what you prayed for. All right. Let's give it up for answered prayers. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful, and I will see you all in the next video. So congratulations, somebody is getting married. Looking at your cards here, and you are will be able to coexist with other, looks like this is not, yeah, coexisting with other groups, looks like here. This Justice card has the word karma on it. So whatever that means. Let me see if there's a number out here. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, I am intuitive. You have keen awareness of what's happening around you. A strong intuition is your gift, and it'll help you understand the unspoken feelings and thoughts of others. This insight allows you to be a great guide and supporter. All right, that is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.